Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the office of the Huber Opera House in the heart of downtown Hicksville, Ohio, on this very wintry Wednesday. We don't have a lot of snow. There's been a little blowing and drift, but watch out the roadways. The blowing and drifting on some of the roads can lead to some treacherous spots. And have a care, too, when you're walking around on some of the sidewalks and in the parking lots, too. It is a little bit slick in areas. And it is starting to get kind of cold, and we may have another dose of Old Man Winter coming our way before the weekend rolls around. But we are here at the Huber for Huber Happenings Live for the month of December. Chris with me, as always. And I want to thank her again with the weather just was playing havoc on everybody the last few days, so we had to reschedule, but we're able to be here. And you've got an event coming up at 5 o'clock that we wanted to touch on as well. So lots to talk about. The month of December, the 2026 season just around the corner. Hard to believe, 2026. And again, things happening this afternoon. So how have you been, Chris?
Hey, I've been good and still busy, even without a show this weekend. We just keep rolling along with all the activities. Today we're hosting the Chamber of Commerce, the Hicksville Area Chamber of Commerce, and they are having their after-hours event here. So I'm anticipating them trooping through the lobby. I was going to do this in front of the Christmas tree and be all Christmassy, but they'll be loading stuff in here shortly. So didn't want to get interrupted with our interview.
You got to bring in seating, and it's catered. So there'll be refreshments.
So they're bringing food
and
et
so forth,
cetera, et cetera. So yes, so we'll be hosting that tonight, 5 to 7. And then next week on Wednesday, we have coming up the Christmas at the Huber, which is several churches in town who get together and do an Advent service in essence here.
It's really kind of nice. If you've never been to it, it's a community Christmas thing. I think that there's about a half a dozen churches involved, four to six. They in years past, and they've done like a living nativity. They tell the Christmas story. There's a lot of music and whatever. It's just really it's a sort of a multi or non-denominational just sort of celebration of the season.
Yes, and it usually ends with Silent Night, and instead of candles, we use glow sticks. Similar effect, but can't have candles in here, obviously. So yes, it's a wonderful community. You just go away with just a nice warm feeling, about that. So after that, then next Friday on the 12th, we have the school music concert, which will be a choral concert here. Starts at 7. And by the way, all of these events are pretty much free.
Yeah, the free will donation, the buckets are out.
Buckets are out.
Like to contribute to help with the operations at the Huber, you're welcome to do so. Yeah.
But I think middle school and high school choir will be performing.
Yeah, it's the 5th through 12th grade, I believe.
I believe so. So that will happen on next Friday, a week from Friday on the 12th. Following that, then the Five Star Dance Studio comes in with their Christmas Spectacular. There are tickets available through Beth Weisskopf and the Dance Studio, but we don't have any tickets here. So you have to get your tickets in advance for that.
Is that one or two performances?
There are two performances.
I thought they did a matinee and an evening.
Yeah, they do a 2 o'clock performance, and then they come back and do a 6 o'clock performance. So either one, you'd have to get tickets from them. So they sell, and they pretty much sell out. So if you're interested in that, you contact them now. And then after that, we also have Siberian Solstice on the 14th of Sunday, the 14th at 7 p.m. We have our Siberian Solstice concert. We've done that for 5 or 6 years now, and it's always a greatly well-attended and greatly enjoyed performance. So that's Trans-Siberian Orchestra music, which they have permission to perform, and they always have a story that goes with it, and they do a great job of their performance.
The professionalism of that show is admirable. And again, that's also it's a
free will donation.
The guys that do it they just love doing it. They love performing. Their guitar player, my goodness, they have a guitar player that is just above and beyond. It's worth the show for not only all of the time, but I mean, he really cuts loose in a few solos.
Yeah, and they come in like at 1 o'clock in the afternoon because they set up a whole light show too.
It's like an
it's a whole light and sound show, so it's quite an experience if you have never done that. So come and join us that day. And then we have the Ann Arbor Community Band on the 18th. They'll come in. Their concert starts at 7:30. Again, free will offering. So they always do a great job of doing all those classics and just the sound, obviously in our auditorium, which is acoustically perfect almost, is just so wonderful. So if you want to join us for any of those events, everything's listed on our website, huberoperahouse.org. .org, not .com, .org, because we're an organization. So you can get all the details and information there if you've missed any of the times or dates that I've mentioned. So. And
again, Antwerp Community Band, if you've never been to one of their shows, they put on a show. There's an intermission. They usually have a sprinkling of traditional and more. Then they take an intermission, and they come back, and then they usually have some stuff that you don't normally would hear, or more creative things. The gentleman who conducts and arranges for them is just a music lover for what he refers to as the wind band. Yeah. they don't have any strings, and then they usually end up with some sort of a long form medley or something like that with all kinds of holiday, and it's wonderfully done. It's one of those ones it's hard to believe that they're not a professional group the way as good as they sound.
Yeah, they are, and like I said, acoustically in here there's no amplification because it's just a wonderful acoustically perfect arena because it was built before amplification, so they built it so that it would be acoustically appropriate.
Okay.
So
microphones, and you had to talk to the
talk to the back of the room. Yeah. So it just is wonderful. It just fills the halls with all that Christmas joy.
And so again, plenty of opportunities to come out and help support not only the performers but the Huber itself. Again, the decorations are up. It always looks so beautiful at the holidays. And then I know that December 19th, you get to sit back and sort of go, huh, okay. And usually you have some things scheduled to do during that holiday, but then because then it's back to business. You're going to be getting ready for a show on Valentine's Day, so a little bit of a break for the holidays and a chance to maybe do some work around the studio, or for the theater, but you're right back into it when January rolls around. Yeah,
pretty much those 2 weeks. We let everybody have a break. and yeah, kind of, be out of here. I come in and check the mail and check the messages and those kinds of things, but we're not in the office anytime those 2 weeks. And then we get back into it, and we've already started rehearsals for Steel Magnolias, which is February 13, 14, and 15.
It's Valentine's weekend, I know that.
Yeah, 13, 14, and 15. And I think we're going to have a couple nights where we have themed nights for people attending. Roper Romper Night will probably be a thing, and if you remember Mrs. Roper off of Three's Company. So, yes. So planning a kind of a themed night for that night, and people can dress if they want. And then on Saturday, since it is Valentine's Day, we think we'll just do a prom theme.
Okay.
So if anybody really wants to get dressed up, they can do whatever era they want to. We have a wonderful costume department that would love to lend you, for a small donation, if you'd like, lend you, tuxes and dresses and so forth to come with your sweetheart and enjoy a great night at the prom.
In fact, how about this? If you want, put together one of those promposals and take some photos and send it to their social media, whatever. Show the promposal, and then come see the show.
Yes, and both Friday and Saturday nights, obviously, we will be having food from Grants, so there will be dinner both nights, and so you can have that too. So there you go, dinner and a show. What's better than that for a date?
And then, of course, the Sunday matinee, which is just the show, as always. You'll have tickets available online up until about a week or so before the show. If you want to come to the dinner theater performances, don't hesitate too long. When those are sold out, those are sold out. You have a fixed deadline with grants that you have to, and after that, you don't get to add any more dinners. So don't wait around for that. It's not a musical. It is just a comedic drama based on the book and the movie that almost everybody's familiar with. So we'll look forward to that. Stan, you got a pretty good cast and a pretty good group working for it.
Yeah, we do. We have a cast, and it's not some of our usual people. So we've kind of got a few new faces that are coming on board, and we're really excited about that. About the reservations, a week ahead. So if you don't get your reservations by the previous weekend, then that's
Yeah.
pretty much my cutoff for grants. I really can't add too many more after
Yeah.
that.
And
But
we
that'll
also-
all be online starting in January.
And I always say too, the online ticket sales get cut off the week before the show as well.
Correct. I usually cut those off about Tuesday.
Now, normally though, if you just want to see the show, tickets at the door is usually not an issue.
That's never
But we just want to stress that if you want to come to the dinner theater, the sooner you get those tickets purchased, the better.
Right, and you don't have to come to the dinner to get all dressed up and enjoy. So even if you're just coming to the show, that's great. You can still participate in our theme nights.
So with that, we're going to roll into 2026. This is going to be, 2026 will be, I believe, the 11th year now for the Opera Lane performers. And that will be year 26 since the current people, the revamped Huber came around. Again, it's kind of hard to believe it's been 25 years. And of course, so you've got your 26th season, and the Opera Lane performers their 11th season. And you mentioned last month when we spoke that you're well underway, and so you already have a pretty good idea of some of the things coming up for 2026.
We do, and I just turned my paper over so I get the right dates this time. So 13, 14, 15 is Steel Magnolias, which is a dinner theater. And then we have the school coming in February 27, 28, and March 1 with Anastasia. So they'll be performing that. Then we have Out of Sight, Out of Murder. It's a murder mystery in April 10, 11, and 12.
Okay.
So that's another play, but it's a little bit different than, drama or comedy. It's a
Okay.
murder mystery.
Is that like one of those audience participation ones? Or
I don't
I'm not
think
familiar
so.
with the titles.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think this is an audience participation one, but it is a good one. I've read it.
Good.
And then, of course, we gear up for our summer. So then we have our kids camp
Mm-hmm.
the first couple weeks in June, and then we have our older kids who will be doing Hadestown Teen Edition. That will be July 18 and 19. And for October, and I don't have the date in front of me, but it's about mid-October, we've also now have the royalties and rates paid for Footloose.
Okay.
So that's our October show. So that's where we
You're
are.
gonna put Julie Hall through her paces and choreography for that one, aren't you?
Well, she picked it, so
She's probably already got it all.
I think she's got a few things in her head already. So she and Jennifer Ankney together are going to be doing that
Excellent.
one. So, Julie will do the choreo and the costumes,
Yeah.
and Jennifer will be a director for the rest of the show. And we're real excited about that lineup. We haven't quite decided what we're doing next year at Christmas, but we will be doing wine tasting again in
Yeah.
November.
Awesome.
So that's pretty much our the big events as far as the
Yeah.
Huber's concerned for next year. And so I'm always a year ahead. So soon we'll probably know what we're doing for Christmas
2027.
Christmas for next year,
Yeah.
and we've already started.
Looking ahead to spring
27,
27,
yeah.
So awesome. So again, it's a really good. So you got Steel Magnolias, and then you're gonna have a murder mystery. You'll have the two youth performances over the summer, Footloose in October, and December is still TBA. We'll see what comes up. And of course, we should also mention that that's just the in-house that we have. There is, in all likelihood, normally every year you're gonna have a few concerts here. Whether they're going to redo the summer concerts outside over the summer remains to be seen. I know that they were hoping to be able to do that. Again, the Hicksville Days will be coming up in the first part of June in all probability. Hopefully that will have and you were very heavily involved with the sesquicentennial, and this is a continuation of that. Since everybody enjoyed having a hometown festival type of thing. So, and again, you may have banks come in with their, some of the other performing
know.
groups too. So have to sort of wait and see.
Yeah, and I've talked to a couple other high schools in the area who may be interested in doing their performances here this spring or next fall. So they're finding, when you go to do a big show, they're finding their auditoriums which are cafetoriums, sometimes a little bit limiting to what they want to do. So they're looking forward and talking to me about the possibility of that. I do want to put a plug in for what we're going to call Heritage Days, which will be the first weekend. Yeah, the first weekend in June. So it'll be a kickoff on Thursday. We have stuff Friday afternoon, Friday evening, and so I'm still on that committee because it'll involve a lot of music and bands and all kinds of things with the Huber. So we're still planning on that and getting that up and rolling for next year. So that's exciting too. That I know everybody really was real positive about the sesquicentennial days, and so I'd like to kind of do that again. We haven't had a hometown festival like that for a while. So
it was kind of nice to have, and especially since it really, it incorporated everything. There was stuff at the park, there was stuff in the downtown, there was stuff at some of the other locations, and so it was really nice to have something that really was a true whole community type of thing.
Well, yes, and it just kind of pulled in all people from all different likes and, you know, what they wanted, and all those food people that came, and then stuff at the park in the evenings, and it was a good, rounded, well-rounded activity, and a lot of the local organizations and different businesses kind of got involved with some things that they did during the day or in the afternoon during Saturday, and so we're looking at similar, very similar, maybe not everything exactly the same, but a similar type lineup.
So it'll be interesting, and of course we'll have a lot more on that as we get closer to June. I'm hoping, Chris mentioned, I might get to sit in on a couple things to talk about what we cover for Hicksville Community Television, because I mean, we had some tremendous response when we were able to feature some of the events that we live streamed, because people from Hicksville are all over the place, and not everybody can make it back. So we had people watching from, I don't know, I don't even want to guess, internationally even, our parade and so forth. So it was a really neat thing, and it's really an awesome thing that it's going to be coming back, and that it was so well received that we're able to do that, and everybody is behind that 100%.
Yeah, and of course it takes 1 million volunteers. So whatever you like, whatever your interest is, you know, pop up and let us know. And even if it's only for like 3 hours on, you know, Saturday afternoon that you want to do, you know, an activity, then let us know. And you can get a hold of me, you can get a hold of the mayor, is kind of, you know, heading that up. So anything goes really. So we're excited to kind of expand it some more with more games and activities for people. Night of Lights is still going to do their thing Friday night over at the Field of Faith, and so. And I've heard that they're
hoping to continue the fireworks too.
Yes, that's kind of in the works also for Saturday night. So yeah, we won't have a historic band like we did last year, but we were planning to have something that Friday night. Have a band. So I haven't got anybody booked yet, but we're working on it.
All right. So really a lot to look forward to when 2026 rolls around, as well as all of the holiday programming that we've got coming up as well. Now, when we spoke last time, you were still in the process of taking orders for commemorative bricks out front. What's the status of that?
We're holding off until we get through the Christmas season here, because it's a great gift, you know, especially for people that you have no idea. They don't need anything. They tell you, don't get me a gift. I don't need anything. But it's a great gift to memorialize them, even if they're still living. I mean, you don't have to be dead to be out there. So
kind of neat to use my brick.
I have one out there, and I'm not dead yet. So yeah, it's a nice gift to do. It's a nice family if you have an organization, if you have a group, you know, of some sort that are an annual outing that you do every year. If it's a family that you want to commemorate, anything like that goes. And so they are, you know, not that expensive, $125 and $225. So depending on the size. But we are holding off on our orders till the 1st of January, just to see if there's anybody else here in December that wants to do their Christmas shopping at the Huber.
All right, so the bricks are still available through the end of the year. And they'll put the order in sometime in January for that. And of course, other ways to support the Huber: come out and see the shows. Free will offerings are always welcome. There are other ways you can support different levels of giving. All that information is on huberoperahouse.org, or you can talk to Chris. She'll be happy to talk. You can make bequests. You can make a legacy donation, things along those lines. There's all sorts of ways that you can help to support, and you can also put in some elbow grease and some sweat of your brow if you wanted to as well.
Oh yeah, there's always jobs. There's always jobs to do, and some of them are things that really just need a volunteer to do.
Yeah.
It's not something that we can get somebody to come in and do, because some of those skills are kind of wavering on. So we're always happy to have volunteer help. We can use it with concessions if you're interested in doing that. We can use it, ticket takers and sellers on those nights if you want to put your name on that list. And Janice contacts people to come in and do that. We have, just helping with the costume room, helping with the shows, running a spotlight, which is really easy. Honest, I can do it. It's easy. So things like that, if you just want to get, behind the scenes, if you want to help come build a set. I mean, you don't have to be in the show to be involved with the show. So we're always looking for people that want to come in and do those kinds of things. And those contributions really, they're golden to us, because there's no dollar amount that I can put on that. It's time.
When you have, especially when you have like the old Huber boys, you have the skilled craftsmen that can come in and are willing to put their years of expertise to work for you. And again, as you mentioned, the things with the shows or whatever, and you've also talked about possibly, if you're ever thinking about coming to the Huber to do the show, I mean, you have a great multimedia setup. And as you mentioned, more and more of the shows, especially the ones like the kids want to do in high school or whatever, are technically dense show. I mean, they have some special effects sometimes, or but you can do that. I mean, multimedia presentations, and I mentioned that too because in the past, I mean, I know that you have people come in here and they've done like family reunions and they just want to have like a slideshow or so. A video, they get some of their old movies put on video. You can drop a big screen, and you can do that for business, families. This place is available for community use and very reasonable rates.
It is, and yeah, we do by the hour rate, and if you just want the auditorium floor, you don't have to rent the whole, like the stage and stuff is expensive, but it's not that expensive to just do the floor and the tables and chairs and have reunion. And again, we, do have ability to drop a screen, and you can put a slideshow on, and whatever you want to do that way, and have your music.
If you want to bring in as a band or a performance or whatever, you have. I mean, it's a standardized thing. You've got a great setup for your sound and your lights, whatever. And if you would like to learn how to do that, I mean, if you'd like to learn how to light a show, if you'd like to learn how to run a soundboard. Especially maybe you're a drama teacher, one of the other area schools, or like I said, if you are interested, I mean, those are things that you have available. And if you're in high school and you want to be like a sound person for a band or something like that, this would be a great place to start by volunteering some of your time, because you've got some really knowledgeable people that can show you the ropes on how to do all that tech stuff.
Yeah, we do. And our tech equipment, we're very blessed to have had either grants or bequests from people who have given us money specifically and said, get that updated. So we do have quite an updated lighting and sound system. In fact, our sound system, for our shows, we have 25 individual mics that, are the lavalier with the pack on their back. 25 of those, that's a lot. It's never enough when we have our kids shows, but but it really truly is a lot for a size of organization that we are. But productions are kind of our thing, and so we try and gear for that, because that does also make money for us. And so we've invested the money that we've had when you came to the shows back into an account, and when we can, then we've updated some of the system and so forth. So yeah, it's a whole secular thing there that it really keeps us going.
Yeah, the money that you donate, or the money that when you buy tickets or whatever, it stays for the most part in house, and you can see. I mean, you did a little upgrading over towards the community room and the hallways there earlier. So do you have anything that's on deck along those lines, not in terms of performances or whatever, but I mean, do you have anything on tap for 2026 as you continue to do your refurbishing and upgrading?
Yes, we do. Quite a few years ago, probably five years ago, we had painted this room, and we'd also painted upstairs lobby. But the historic area, and we have some wallpaper that was given to us. That's just enough that we can do one of the walls as a feature wall. And then we've had I forget what you call it, but it's a piece of wood that you put up and then you can hang the wire down so you can hang, because those are brick walls.
Okay.
And it's really hard.
So it's like a wooden conduit.
Yeah,
thing,
yeah, it's a
whatever,
wooden thing that it's a rail.
holding
I think it's called a painting rail,
yeah,
but.
okay,
Anyway, you hang, and so now we can hang pictures up, because before we tried to put stuff up, and if you did it with the ones that had tacky stuff, then the
Yeah.
heat and the cold, and you can't drill into these walls hardly at all.
No.
So I think we're all set up to do some things up there and get that area more spruced up and ready. And there's scrapbooks that we've, done of all
Yeah.
our productions. So things like that
Yeah.
can be displayed, and people can, during intermission or before the show or whatever, can come in and look
Yeah.
at and see what we've done up there. But so that's our next area to kind of tackle, hopefully in January here, and get that kind of up and running. Our wish list includes things like restroom updates,
Okay.
a new wooden floor for the stage, which is plywood with probably 2,500 coats of
Yeah.
paint on it. So, yeah, things like that we'd really like to, get done. And then the list goes on and on,
Yeah.
on long term down the road, maybe a marquee out in front. There's always something.
Oh, yeah.
So.
There's no shortage of, and as again, and things, technology changes and things get upgraded, and every now and then you need to go, we need to get we have to have a computer control module for the lights now, in order to do stuff, whatever. So those things are going to come along too as well. And again, just having the strong community support is so important, because that allows you to have, when things like that do come up, and the unexpected too, where you come in, like somebody came in today and the internet wasn't working for a while. Fortunately, it was just unplug and plug it back in type of thing, but you never know what's going to happen, and it's nice to not have to really, really be worried about that all the time.
And because this building, the refurbishing was done 26 years ago, so starting 26 years ago, so appliances like water heaters and, things like that you normally, light fixtures, things only last so long. And
Yeah.
so, your refrigerator, if it's over 20 years, you're like living on borrowed time. Same thing here with any of our appliances and so forth. So there's always, we kind of keep money aside. We always make sure we have a balance there in case something like that. We had to fix the air conditioner last summer and add a new component to that. So it's always, yeah, you think, oh yeah, the building's all, been refurbished. Well, yeah, but part of those things were done 20 to 25 years ago. So it's not gonna last forever. So
All
that's
right.
always those things.
Yeah.
And we do keep, when we get memorials in, when we get, sometimes people, their 501k, that they have to do a distribution every year. They'll give us part of that as an annual donation, and we kind of keep those things in a little pocket over here in a savings account
Yeah,
where
we have the rainy day fund. just
the
in
rainy
case,
day
yeah.
fund, just in case. So.
Well, my red light for the battery is coming on, so we're going to wrap this up here before I lose the microphone. We're just about through our time anyway. Again, I want to thank Chris so much for, again, having us out here. It's always a pleasure. We'll look forward to hopefully doing it again next year, where we come out and be able to keep people updated with what is going on here at the Huber. Again, business after hours happening here in about a half hour tonight for a couple of hours. Don't forget all of the Christmas programming. You can find out all the details, huberoperahouse.org. And look forward to Steel Magnolias to start off 2026 on Valentine's Day weekend. So be watching for ticket availability online coming up in the month of January. And as always, Chris, thank you so very much. You have yourself a wonderful holiday. I know it's going to be busy for the next 2 or 3 weeks, but enjoy that couple of weeks off. And we want to thank Chris for, again, having us here. Thank you for joining us on this Wednesday afternoon. And again, we'll look forward to seeing you here at the Huber Opera House right in the heart, downtown Hicksville, Ohio, off and on throughout the holiday season and throughout 2026. With that, again, thanks so much for joining us. I'm Bill Murphy for Hicksville Community Television. Have a great rest of your afternoon. Take care, stay safe, stay warm, and we'll talk to you again real soon right here on HIX-TV.